Welcome to Small Business, Big Network, the podcast for small business owners who want big results from their networking. I'm Liz Drury, a freelance voiceover artist who knows that if you're not working, then networking could help. Rosie McGilvray is the co-founder of The Networker, and she also runs a Vitality health insurance business. The Networker is a comprehensive directory of networking events, funding opportunities, and much more. Today's episode is kindly sponsored by Kenema Cybersecurity. They're offering a free cybersecurity consultation for small business owners. To find out more about them, listen out for their advert later in the show. Thank you very much for being my guest on the podcast, Rosie.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Liz. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, you're the perfect guest for this podcast because I know you're all about networking, but we'll come on to that in a minute. I wanted to have a little dig into your background first and find out about your previous careers. I think you started in sign writing, is that right?
Oh gosh, a long, long time ago, yes, when the world was young.
And you had some pretty major clients, I believe.
Yes, so I got into this after I graduated, and I did an arts degree, and somebody asked me to do a sign for their shop, as it happened, in the pub one night, as you do. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll do that. So I did a sign for them and they were delighted, and it wasn't that much effort. So I started doing more and more of them, and then gradually built it up over a couple of years and ended up doing all the signs for Black Sheep Brewery when they just launched. So I've painted about 1 million sheep. And like Water Valley, I re-signed the whole theme park one year. So that was, quite a lot of signs.
Yeah. Yes, I've been there with my kids when they were younger. I remember Water Valley. It's Ripon, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that's where I was based.
Yeah. So how long did you do the sign writing for?
For about 3 or 4 years, I believe. And then my son came along. Well, I started another business at the same time, crazy me, enthusiastic in my 20s, obviously. Which was delivering takeaway food. So it was a bit like Deliveroo, really, before the internet and before Deliveroo was invented. So I set up this business because my partner and I wanted to have, he wanted a Chinese, I wanted a curry, we both wanted a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if somebody could deliver that to us?
Yeah.
So got the idea and then set that up, and eventually did Ripon, where I used to live, and a couple of other towns as well. And we did that successfully for a couple of years. And then my son came along and I thought, oh, I can do this and have a child at the same time. Back then, it was very difficult to get childcare in an evening. In fact, it was impossible, regular childcare. Yeah. So I ended up selling the business to my staff and then having a bit of time off with my son. And then gradually after that, I had a career change and got a proper job, you might say, working for a newspaper. And I became the rep doing all of the advertising sales for a local paper. Yeah. And got into publishing, loved publishing, and gradually over the years moved more into niche publications, set up my own business again, and for the 9 years or so had a publication which was all dedicated to the renewable sector. Yeah. So primarily the wind energy industry. So I started this magazine from my back bedroom, as you do, and within 6 months it was the European leader for a communication tool for the wind energy industry. And so got premises, staff and all the rest of it, and did that for about 9 years. Yeah. And then sold that business in 2019.
That was probably a good time to
well, yes, absolutely.
So what happened after that then? Is that when you went back into just working by yourself again?
That was my company which I sold. And then after that, COVID came along. Yes. And don't we all remember that? At the time I thought there's an opportunity here because the NHS will never probably recover from this experience. It's probably a good time to move into health insurance. So it's a complete different career.
Yeah, so, probably a smart move though, because I think it hasn't recovered completely, has it, the NHS?
No, far from it. I had a Bupa plan with my old company. So as I'd left that, I left the plan as well. So I started to look around and couldn't believe what Vitality were offering as an offer. So I approached them to go and work with them. And so I sat all the financial services exams, and I've started up in 2020 and absolutely love it. And that's what has led me to the networking, really.
Yeah, yeah. So is it at this point that networking kind of became important to you?
Yes, I'd never done it before, really. I suppose everybody does networking in some description, but not in a set out way. So I had to find my own leads for my health insurance business, and networking was the way everyone was doing it. So I attended loads of different networking meetings over 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I was hearing the same issues that business people were coming up with all the time. Wherever in the country, I was online networking, as we all were back then.
Yeah.
But where do you find other networking? It was all seemed to be word of mouth.
Yeah.
And there were a few bits, LinkedIn, Eventbrite, Meetup, but no one coherent place where you could find all the networking in the UK in one website and compare and contrast.
Yeah.
So which was the good stuff, which was the rubbish, who would you recommend? And then the other problems that I came across with businesses was the banks, high street banks, don't like to lend more than about 100 quid to anybody who has their own business. They somehow think we're untrustworthy.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly difficult for small businesses to find funding.
Yeah.
So when I started the network, it offers 4 main solutions. One is there's a website with a directory of all of the networking, or the majority of it in the UK. It's completely free to use. We've also got a directory of all the funding in the UK, which is free to use as well. And there are 23 different ways you can fund a business once the banks have said no, which I didn't know that there were that many options, but there are. So we've got that on the website too.
Yeah. So presumably you found that networking was working for your business, and that's why you wanted to, promote it to more people.
Absolutely. And it's just an integral part of business now, is networking as a tool to get new business. And it's sensible, isn't it? Because it's like-minded people. If you have the right attitude to it, which is not go out and just flog something.
Yeah.
It's try and help each other, which is what we all should be doing anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me a bit more about how you got off the ground. How did you get this set up?
So I went back to the lady who was in charge of the operations in my publishing business and said to her in 2023, in fact 2 years ago, this is my crazy idea, would you like to join me on this journey? And she said, yes, I would. Because she's the polar opposite to me. We have very complementary skills. And between us came up with the way it would work and started to develop it. So I had the website built. It's a huge platform. It has so many pages on it, it's unbelievable. And she was in charge of getting it to the stage it's at now, she's a very impressive lady, is Sue Turmo.
So if I go to the website, what is it that I'm going to find on there?
You're going to find the networking directory, where you can find networking meetings and events, and networking groups as well. You can find a funding directory where you can find all the main options to grow your business in one place, all the financial options, so it saves time, reduces stress, find what fits. And then you can find 2 other things, an exhibition hall, which is perfect for if you want to showcase your service-based business, you're an accountant, a VA or a solicitor, whatever, you can find providers on there, so it saves you a lot of hassle because they're all in one place. And then a marketplace where you can shop online with people who sell on their websites. That was another issue that was coming up all the time during my networking. I've got this whatever that I'm selling on my website, but nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So I thought if we brought them all into one place, didn't charge any commission, unlike some of the other outlets where you can sell things, we literally just charge a small flat fee on a monthly basis. It means that SMEs can then keep more of the money from each sale, in fact all of the money from each sale, and it generates a community of people who are buying and selling and supporting each other, which is what networking is really about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a business owner, let's ask the question no one likes to think about. What would you do if your business was hit by a cyber attack today? If your website went down or your customer data was leaked, would you be ready? And when was the last time your company's cybersecurity was professionally assessed? Most businesses aren't prepared, and that's why Kenema Cybersecurity is offering a free cybersecurity consultation for business owners. Their experts will identify vulnerabilities, review your current setup, and give you a clear path to better protection and compliance. Whether you're in healthcare, finance, or e-commerce, they help businesses across the US, Canada, and the United Kingdom stay secure. Don't wait for a breach to take action. Visit kenemacybersecurity.com today to claim your free consultation. So how many groups, events, networks do you have listed on the site, would you say?
Probably about 1,800 networking organising companies with all of their meetings. So there's probably somewhere in the region of 10 to 12,000 meetings in there.
Yeah. So who adds those? Do they add them themselves or do you do that for them?
Well, when we started, we added a load in, and now that people are finding out about us, because we only launched at the very end of last year, people are adding their own, and we give them a listing, and then they can populate their own page, put their own details in, so as much detail as they want to give. And then also we've introduced a review system as well. So they can send a link to the page to the people who attend their meetings to review them. Yeah. So you can then start to compare apples with apples, because you're seeing other people's reviews of the networking, which hasn't existed anywhere.
Yeah. And presumably this is sort of all sizes of network, is it? From the really big guys down to people that are just, a few people in a small town.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then with plans for next year to go international. So if you want to find networking in America or Singapore or France or what have you, they'll be on there as well.
Yeah, wonderful. So how many visits are you getting to the website?
We've just had over 75,000 since we launched. And things are picking up. I mean, obviously it's the summer months now, so it just quietens down, which gives us time to sort out our next plans. And then it starts again in September as the next rush through till from September to end of November, start of December.
Yeah. Now, I love the fact that you've got the funding part for the website, because, as you say, it can be really difficult to find out what's available. Again, who is populating that? Is that funders are now finding you and putting things on there?
Absolutely, it works exactly the same way as the networking. So we populated it to begin with as much information as Sue and her team could find, and then funders can now go on there, put more information about themselves or add themselves as a listing if they're not already on.
Yeah. And have you had any feedback from people who've told you that they've got funding because of it?
Yes, there's so much feedback on people who find the site to be, well, basically, like, a Yellow Pages type service. Everything's in one place. It's really convenient. And it's the starting point for you to go off and do your own thing, but keep coming back to the site for that information.
Yeah. So describe the expo hall for me and how that works.
Okay. So it's a virtual experience, and we've set it out like an exhibition, really. 60 different virtual floors. Each of the floors has a different theme. So one is dedicated to accountants, one to marketing, one to virtual assistants, etc., etc. Keep going, times 60. Once you get to that floor, it almost works a bit like a dating site, really, because you can swipe through the different booths and read more information about each one. So you're doing a compare and contrast. Everybody that's on there is a member of a trusted networking group. Yeah. So they're the right sort of people to do business with. We don't want anyone having a bad experience with anyone that's a dodgy dealer on the site. No. It is literally all of the trusted networkers in the UK all pulling together. So if you're looking at, I don't know, on a Saturday night, if you so wish to do, and you're looking for somebody to do your marketing, you can go on, compare and contrast while you're sitting there having your cup of tea or watching TV, save a few of them to your account, and then go back, make appointments with them for the next week. It's as simple as that. They've got, opportunities to put videos and brochures so they can showcase. And it's a very easy way to find services. And we limit each floor to just 30 booths. So 30. It's enough, but not too many.
Yeah. And what kind of feedback are you getting from people who have got a booth?
Yeah, positive again. People are finding that they're getting business and inquiries out of it. And the more people who use the site, which is our job this year to build that, the more people will find they're getting visits, and it's all interactive.
Yeah. And so how does the marketplace work? What does that look like?
So it looks a bit like the exhibition. You're presented with a range of different areas, and you can drop those down and see all the different providers. So if you were looking for a corporate gift or some workwear or some office equipment or anything like that, you could go onto the site and you're presented with a link to the website of the small business who sells direct online. So then you're trading with them direct, and again, it's bringing this community of SMEs to support each other that keep 100% of the sale.
Yeah. So
I think that's quite important, because if you're doing regular work online, so many people have said to me how much money they're losing on if they're selling on some of the other national or international platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's a great resource for small businesses. So I know it's free to use. Are there any costs at all involved in the site?
To use the services, absolutely not. If you want to have an exhibition hall booth or a marketplace shop front, we charge a small amount for that. But it's literally just a few pounds, because we want everybody to get on and use it, and be having it as an integral part of their day-to-day work, every week. We've also got a newsletter which we can tailor to your needs as well. So if you're only looking for networking in a certain county or 2 counties or something like that, we can tailor it so that you get that information and all the information you require on other things as well. So it's that personalised service.
Yeah, that's useful. So the information can be filtered for the individual using it.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So how are you spreading the word about it? And obviously you're on the podcast today, but what else are you doing to get the word out there?
We're working closely with networking groups, organisers, to spread the word on our behalf as well, because what's in it for them is that the more people that go on and leave them reviews, the more business they're going to generate, but they have access to a lot of networkers. So by putting the link to leave a review, people need to go onto the site, and word is spreading organically in exactly the same way that networking did for Eventbrite and LinkedIn and all the others years ago.
Yeah.
But this is utterly dedicated to networking and small businesses in the UK.
Yeah. And are you still going to networking events yourself?
Absolutely. I do quite a few to spread the word, and I still run my health insurance business, so I've got to do that to find business. Sue and I have self-funded the networker because we want to keep it, rather than having angels and what have you involved who, well, everyone knows how all that sort of stuff works. We wanted to keep control of the site so that we can implement new ideas very quickly.
Yeah.
So we funded it ourselves.
Yeah. Do you have any top tips for networking? What should people do or not do at networking events?
It's a quite hard one, that. If you're quite shy, networking can be quite challenging and awkward. So I would always say try something online, because you're actually sitting in the comfort of your own office.
Yeah.
And you can go anywhere. And prepare your 1-minute speech, because most of them ask you to do a bit of a 1-minute pitch. But you always need to go into it thinking, what can I do to help somebody else?
Yeah.
And if you go in with that attitude about how your contacts or the people you know or whatever could help somebody else, people recognise that and can also see a mile away if somebody's just there, pitch and run, just buy my products and then clear off.
Yeah.
That's not how networking really works. And those people are seen through quite quickly. So always look out for others.
Yeah, Definitely. So if people want to get involved with the network, either to have a look on there and find meetings, or they've got a meeting that they want to advertise on there, what's the website address, Rosie?
It's the-networker.co.uk.
And if people want to find you and connect with you, what's the best place to find you?
I'm on LinkedIn, easy peasy, and you can also find me and my contact details on the-networker.co.uk. But my surname's quite unusual because it's McGilvray, McGilv for Victor, RAY. So if you look up Rosie McGilvray, there's only me on there on LinkedIn.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much for being my guest. And it sounds like an absolutely fantastic resource. And I hope that all the listeners will go and check it out.
Thank you, Liz. It's been lovely to talk to you.
Thanks for listening to Small Business, Big Network. If you found this podcast useful, please do rate, review and subscribe. And don't forget to share it with the rest of your network too.